Hey everyone, welcome back to CableCast. My name, of course, Caleb Ryor, and today I am joined by two of my children in the VGC community, players I hold dear to my heart. First is a returning guest, our third returning guest of the CableCast, David Mancuso. David, say hi.
Hello.
Say hi to all your lovelies at home. And secondly, being our current third in the world, and Twitch and YouTube superstar James W. Baek. Welcome, James. Welcome to the CableCast. All right, so I know it's been a while. It was also, I said this last time, but I was considering making a video about the Players' Cup, but it's so drawn out. Things aren't happening for over a month now for us. Although, I'll bring this up because it's our first topic, but when's the Invitational? Do we even know anything about the Invitational yet?
It's streamed in 2 weeks.
Yeah, June 20th and 21st.
And
Okay.
I think they're supposed to be playing this weekend.
They're playing this weekend? That's interesting.
So it's probably
Oh, no, that's what I saw for the TCG. That was this weekend. But, yeah, we legitimately don't know anything about the video game Invitational. Who's being invited, whether or not any of the invitees also already qualified through the May IC, which, for listeners at home, that's how we were qualifying for the Players' Cup qualifier round. So, the pre-qualifier, if you may. But yeah, let's talk about it. So, first off, the more important topic we're going to get into is the DLC. But because the DLC is coming out on June 17th? Yeah, June 17th. And Players' Cup, we don't play our matches until July 11th. Our big question is, are we playing the new format when that comes out? You'd have to assume so, right?
Yeah, I think it'd be Series 5.
So Series 5, we already knew Series 5 was going to come July 1st, and based off of the DLC we've known since January was going to be in June, we're just assuming things are going to shift to that. I can't really see them not doing that in the first place. An interesting thing, so we talked, the VGC Invitational is streaming on June 20th and 21st, and you guys were saying potentially playing this weekend.
I think that's what it... I'm pretty sure I read it.
Okay, that makes
general
sense.
assumption as well with TCG playing this weekend too. So
That's true.
Stream recorded.
Well, so that's an interesting thing. So for our qualifiers, we play on July 11th, but they're being streamed on a Thursday night, July 16th from 5 to 7 Pacific Standard Time. That's I'm hoping that means production-wise is going to be pretty high-end if they're giving that much buffer time to kind of scan everything. We don't even know how they're going to organize that.
Okay,
It's top 256 in each region.
Yes.
It was confirmed. The tournament, it does say on the website, it will take place June 6th to 7th and broadcast 20 to 21st.
Okay, cool. So, well, first off, that means they're not playing with the DLC. The Invitational is not the DLC. I would have thought because the Invitational is being streamed on June 20th, I thought because the DLC came out the 17th, they'd be doing that weekend because of that, but that's a little annoying that the DLC's dropping and then that weekend they're streaming an Invitational that has everything but the DLC.
Well, I think it's because we wouldn't know all the Pokemon in the DLC in time, and people wouldn't have time to build their team, obviously, in game.
Yeah, 3 days is a little rough. That's a solid point. I mean
that's shorter than 2017 Sun and Moon London Internet.
Yeah,
Come on, Caleb.
that's true.
I think they'd be including the hidden ability starters for this weekend.
Well,
No,
that no doubt,
yeah.
no doubt. So that's a little exciting because I was thinking, we can jump into the Sword and Shield information. So when the DLC trailer dropped, one of the day one things we got instantly is they added hidden ability starters to Pokemon Home. Anyone can get it. If you have Pokemon Home, just transfer a Pokemon from three Pokemon from Sword and Shield to Home, and then mystery gift, you can get all the hidden abilities. It was super easy. I'm glad they didn't make it some convoluted thing to get them. But because they're out, they're legal currently in Series 4. But because of that, I kind of wish that they released the hidden abilities a bit sooner. because, like, the meta right now is already, like, changing, like, not drastically, but, like, subtle enough to make it feel new and fresh. When you say, James, you've been streaming and playing with the new kind of Pokemon on the field, right?
I mean, I played a lot yesterday when they were, like, first announced, of course, but, like, today I only faced, like, 2 of them out of, like, I don't know, 10, 15 games.
Well, I mean, it's still going to take a bit for people to figure out how to build around them. Certainly, Libero Cinderace is a huge change. Like, Cinderace needed that to be kind of, like, I'd say relevant. And then Rillaboom, Grassy Surge, we've been waiting for that for a while, but, don't sleep on Sniper and Talion, even though the calcs I've been looking at aren't promising. But
Could Libero Cinderace be going down more of a Greninja route? Like the idea that it's just more hyper offense and it just really
probably. But the thing that enables it more, especially if and when Greninja comes back with Protean, is that they're just really good Maxmons with that. Yeah. With the effects really they can get. Mm-hmm. Just the also, well, Cinderace doesn't have as much of a problem with this. I think Greninja's move pool is just bigger and better, but Cinderace, we basically know what moves it's going to do. Like, also the best max moves, it gets Airstream, it gets Steel Spike. It doesn't always have to have Steel Spike, but it'll almost always have Airstream. And it doesn't even have to run a fire type move, honestly. But
I think it should be running Pyro. Just strong stab.
It should when G-Max comes out for the DLC. Because those moves we saw in the last trailer a couple months ago are stronger than regular base max moves. So, if it's like base like 160 or something, that'd be pretty good. Even 150, you definitely have to run that.
Which G-Max Wildfires? Like the max that you can do.
150.
150, okay.
Because that's the max for all max moves. And that's off of Blast Burn, right?
I just hope they don't do like the Z moves. I think Z moves were like 200 base power or something.
No, I would not think they would make the power creep that much more. Yeah, especially since we have 3 of them rather than Z moves just being a one-off thing. That would not be safe. But that's not like it could potentially happen. We're gonna talk about some more potential broken stuff soon. Here, I'll just go in order of what's on the Sword and Shield Pokemon website. First off, new Pokemon is Galarian Slowbro. Poison Psychic. Will it be used?
Are you asking us or are you?
Yes, I'm asking you guys. I don't think it's a good type. Yeah, go on, James.
I think it depends on its coverage. If it still gets like the same moves as Slowbro, it's going to be okay because like having access to a fire move, I think is good. Mm-hmm. But like, I still think regular Slowbro is probably better in most cases.
Yeah, regular Slowbro is going to be good.
Unless you're like really weak to Fairy. Mm-hmm. Like, I just can't really see Slowbro, like Galarian Slowbro being that much better. But I think it depends on like what kind of mons we get and if its typing is actually used.
Mm-hmm. It's we don't know what its ability does. Its ability could be a deal breaker. It's called Quick Draw. If it gives like priority or boosts any kind of like shooting moves, that could be pretty good. If it has similar stats to Slowbro, I think it'll be decent still too. But it's typing's alright, I guess. But its signature move's cool because it we don't know specifically how it's going to be like, if it's like Photon Geyser or not. It's called Shell Sidearm. It says it inflicts either physical or special damage depending on which will damage the target more. So I'm thinking it would be off of the special attack stat of Slowbro, but it would just, it targets the weaker of the defenses.
No, that's pretty much how it works. It's like the opposite of Photon Geyser, except it doesn't affect your attack stat.
Mm-hmm. Which I was kind of surprised something like this didn't already exist in VGC. Or not VGC, just in Pokemon in general. Because it's a cool fact. I've played, like, I don't know if any listeners or viewers play Fire Emblem Heroes, but there's essentially this mechanic in that game, too. But yeah, there's a lot of ifs, questions, depending on, because I don't think we know all the Pokemon that are coming back in this June DLC yet. Because I think they said we were going to get, like, 200 across the 2 DLCs, and we don't even know, like, 100 for June yet. or like close to 100. So still stuff we can figure out in the next 2 weeks. All right, next up we got Gmax, Venusaur, and Blastoise. Do you guys think these will be a big deal?
They have the same like swamp type effects as they have the.
Don't say swamp. That's a trigger word. Don't say swamp. That's what we were so glad Venusaur doesn't have.
It's more of like the
Charizard.
The turn effects.
Yes.
A Vocalith and a Wildfire.
Yeah. So, well, the reason swamp, we were worried because Charizard, it was the pledge, similar to the pledge effects, like the fiery sea that Gmax Wildfire was based off of, a stronger version of that. So some people were worried that Gmax Venusaur was going to have a stronger version or just have the swamp effect from the pledges, but as its Gmax move, and that'd be all kinds of busted. Like, speed control would not be an issue ever. Like, think of how much usage like Lapras gets for Aurora Veil. I think speed control is just way better than that. But thankfully, it just does the same as Charizard's max move. I think this makes Venusaur a lot better of a like offensive Pokemon, but I don't think this will affect Blastoise usage all too much. I think you run Gmax on both of them. It's optimal. But
I think
go on, James.
I think regular Venusaur still has like a place. I think it just depends on like what a player prioritizes. I don't think like it's super necessary because like having grassy terrain is actually useful on sun teams if they like to play with the Torkoal. If healing a little bit for Eruption and powering up its own grass type attacks, it's not that bad of an option.
Right, and you can get rid of electric or misty terrain with max moves for like late game sleep powder. That's a good point.
So I don't think it's like gonna like be 100% usage. It'll probably be tested, but like I think it's, as I said in like one of my older videos, it's like I think both have its upsides and downsides.
Yeah, it's similar to we won't really get into these, but Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon, like they're all like base, max, overgrowth, flare, and the water one. They're all like those effects, rain, sun, and grassy terrain are all crazy good. So getting rid of that, the extra power for them probably is worth, but we'll have to see if players think Venusaur and Blastoise's effects are going to be good in the end game. Alright, here's the broken stuff I'm going to get into next. Some people are still on the fence whether or not this is going to be a legal Pokemon for VGC. I'm talking about Urshifu, the legendary for the DLC.
Keep telling me it is. Keep telling me it is.
It's under the same category as Landorus Therian.
You don't think it's going to be, James?
No, people keep telling me it is.
Yeah. It's because in the very first trailer we got in January, when they were talking about Cub Fu at the end of the like whole thing, they were saying this Pokemon will be usable in official competitions. Like that could mean anything, but when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, VGC legal. So, it has two forms. One's water fighting, which I'm so glad we have actual potential good water fighting Pokemon. Even though Poliwrath is coming back and they gave it liquidation in close combat, so it's like, but Poliwrath's Poliwrath. And then the other form's dark fighting, which is, it might be okay, but Fairy's a broken type. But important thing, we found out what Unseen Fist does, its ability. It lets the Pokemon deal damage when it attacks with moves that make direct contact, even if the target defends itself by using moves like Protect.
It's always hitting Protect.
So
my only question is, does it do reduced damage or does it do the full amount?
Yeah, that's going to be very important.
Unclarified.
Its signature move doesn't have a 100% crit rate as well.
Yes, but we're assuming like it's going to be like less damage. The water one is a multi-hit move, a 3-hit move too. So that's 3 crits. So their signature moves, they ignore Protect with the ability, and then they ignore stat buffs with the crits. It's definitely a little crazy. The crazy thing is of against Tyranitar, how good these Pokemon are going to be, just at eliminating it. But Tyranitar is still going to be so good, it'll see use. No doubt.
It's used in every minute it's in.
Exactly. and then going to its G-Max form, it's the effects for the G-Max moves for both the water and the dark one. So glad the G-Max move isn't fighting. Because Tyranitar would not enjoy that. But the G-Max move also ignores, well, it doesn't ignore, we don't know that yet, but it says it can deal damage even if a target defends itself by using moves like Protect or Max Guard. So this is the first Max move that Max Guard can't protect from entirely. So like you said, James, we need to know if it's percentages or if it's full damage. Like, that's going to be crazy.
It might be full damage with the way that it's wording.
Mm-hmm.
It's not saying reduced at all. It's just saying it will still hit through it.
Well, no, this one says can deal damage.
Oh, okay.
And then the Unseen Fists, here, I'll go back to the language. Just Unseen Fist said, when it attacks, it lets the Pokemon deal damage when it attacks. So, we don't know for sure if it's going to be mitigated or not. I hope it will be, but these are still really good abilities, and effects for these Pokemon. Like, not having Geyser, Darkness we don't care about for what we assume a physical Pokemon, so that's always good. But Geyser, missing Geyser is going to be upsetting, but because it's a legendary, it's going to be curious to find out whether or not a non-G-Max Urshifu can exist or not. Like, because we only get one Cub Fu, does it have to have the G-Max factor?
Do we only get one Cub Fu?
Well, I'm going to assume that you get it from the story. Unless you can breed it, which I find unlikely.
It's not like a Manaphy situation where it goes straight into Fion type that?
No, I doubt that. Because you can't... Could you breed Naganadel? No, right? I assume not, but...
I don't think so.
No, you had to get Poipole from them.
Yeah, so if it's the same case, but if the Cub Fu you get has the G-Max factor, or I guess maybe they could force you to max soup it.
I think it's because it's going to be Cub Fu, and then how it evolves is like you have to have that specific evolution.
Yeah, the trainer. Yeah, so... Which is fine. I just the only reason I'm thinking that is if the G-Max move, although the effect is ridiculous going through Max Guard and Protect, although Max moves already go through Protect, so does that mean the Max move does full damage through Protect? If so, that's going to be ridiculous. Tyranitar will definitely die if it does not Dynamax. Although fortunately, it's only the water or the dark one that will go through Max Guard. So if Tyranitar is to Dynamax and then Max Guard, it's not going to like full out die because it's the water one. And then they would activate Weakness Policy. And it's like, Tyranitar is not entirely, dead in the water.
Especially with Togekiss still running around.
Yep. All right. Next topic. You guys see these new Tutor moves? I know there's more, but they've only shown 2. There was a leak recently with the names.
I saw the leaks, but I didn't see everything else.
No, so you don't know Burning Jealousy and Grassy Glide what these effects do?
What in the world?
Yes, the two moves they confirmed. Although there was a leak from Pokemon Home, so we had all the names. Shoot, I'll bring that up while I talk about this. But so we don't know the base stat for this yet.
Special. We don't know the stats. We only know the effects.
So
Grassy Glide having priority under grassy terrain, and Burning Jealousy is guaranteed to burn the target if it got a stat increase that turn.
So I'm thinking with oh my goodness. Yes, so
are these on the starters?
They're not on the starters. They're Tutor moves.
They're just Tutor moves.
Yeah, so the Pokemon...
The starters on the trailer.
Well, so on Grassy Glide, it showed it on Rillaboom. On the website, it shows it on Rillaboom.
What's the Grassy search priority?
Yeah, and Burning Jealousy, they show it on Chandelure. So, we don't know the distribution on it yet. I think Burning Jealousy, if it's at least similar base damage to Heat Wave, definitely gonna be used, because people think like activate weakness policy, they'll be good against that. But more importantly, all the max moves that are boosting stats. You can just Burning Jealousy in their face. Like, if a Dragapult's deciding to Airstream that turn, you can go for Burning Jealousy and burn them.
My assumption is if you Burning Jealousy before they move and get their stat increase off, you don't have to burn them.
Yeah,
you don't.
That's correct. It also has to be that turn, it says. So it can't be like if they Dragon Danced the turn before, and then the next turn you want it Burning Jealousy. No, it's not going to burn them. Okay. That would have been, if it was just burn any Pokemon with a stat boost, that'd be busted. But fortunately not. And then Grassy Glide, if it is physical, I think that's a staple for Rillaboom, honestly. Great. If it's like...
80 PP.
Yeah, I hope, because what is it? Like, the other, like, niche, like, priority move I think of is First Impression, and that's base 90. So if it's, like, 80, 90, that's perfect staple for Rillaboom.
I think it also depends on accuracy, because, like, if it's
lower
than 85, I would not see it as, like, a complete staple.
Oh, no. I doubt they would make the accuracy that bad. Are there moves that have that low base power with that low, accuracy?
Is that a priority?
I don't think so, but yes, they could screw that over with some accuracy. Hopefully not. Grassy Glide to me does not sound like something that would miss often. Anyways, on the same page, they have this new item called Max Soup. David, have you heard of this? Max Soup?
I have not heard of Max Soup.
Alright, Max Soup. You feed your Pokemon Max Soup. If they have a G-Max form, now they have the G-Max factor.
That is sick.
No more having to RNG the raids to get your 0 speed IV magic bounce G-Max hat.
That's actually perfect.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this because the DLC is adding G-Max starters, but what about the starter you start with? How do they get G-Max? That was my question, as, a casual.
I think mine was, like, hidden abilities, because you probably weren't going to be able to catch them in raids, most likely.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, starters and raids would be a little weird. I was thinking, but then, so, like, exclusive, like, G-Max Pokemon, like Pikachu, they finally got put in raids with the hidden ability, so they could have done that, but this is the best option. It helps us get Pokemon easier, too. So, that's good. What else am I missing from Isle of Armor before we go to Crown Tundra? Because we don't really care about Crown Tundra too much.
Of Isle of Armor.
What?
Politoed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, other than the Dex. I'll go to the Dex now. So.
Okay, I was about to say, don't skip over that.
No, that's big. Politoed's sitting right there. You're back. You're out of jail. He's out of jail.
There's 2.
Yes, there's 2. There's the second. Yeah, so we're looking. There's the different resources. I know Victory Road, VGC has like their list of competitive Pokemon that are confirmed to come in Isle of Armor. We don't have the full list. We're assuming. We can still find out. What's it called? We did talk about these with Edu and Cullen last episode, but I'll mention the ones that we just found out about. So we got Politoed and Poliwrath. I only mentioned Poliwrath because it finally has an actual move pool, but Politoed, huge. Rain needed to not have Pelipper be the Drizzlemon anymore.
Kingdra's here too.
Alright, yes. We knew about Kingdra, but now Kingdra Politoed coming back all the way from its peak in, it kind of existed in Gen 6, right? Like, 2015 had those Politoed Kingdra teams. But 5th gen, that was the Rain duo to be afraid of.
Yeah, Benji Rain.
Yes, the max moves on Kingdra too, much better than Ludicolo.
And it gets Hurricane now too. So
yes, so Airstream, Steel Spike, and Wormwind, and then obviously Geyser. But you could run all 4, or you don't need Steel Spike. But Steel Spike just sounds super good. All right. Yes, with Politoed. Ooh, beefy Politoed. I love it. What else? Eggy. For all those Wolf fans out there.
No Eggy.
Eggy's not seeing use. Tangela. we have another redirection Pokemon. It's not gonna see use. Poor Tangela.
Like, you don't say Tangrowth, you just say Tangela.
Another Chlorophyll Sleep Powdermon.
Oh, shut up. That's a good point. Alright, Tangrowth. Alright, maybe. Maybe, just because of how busted Sleep against Dynamax is. Scizor will not be good. I was actually thinking about this. Our friend of the CableCast and often appearing person, Blake Hopper, his interest, I made a chart, his interest in VGC has gone down steadily ever since the peak of Scizor usage. It's like they're tangent lines, like they're going down like perfect. Like, all right, if you think about it, Scizor, its best rolls with Technician. What in this gen ruins Technician Pokemon? What do they want to be doing? They want to be Dynamaxing with their huge attack stats and max moving, but they can't have like high damage max moves and the boosted Technician moves. Like, it's hard unless you want to run Iron Head, Bullet Punch, Scizor. Even then, it's not even like beating anything relevant in the meta anymore. There's no Cresselia for it to counter.
I don't even know if it gets bug bite distribution.
Actually, yeah, I was looking at that. Unless they add it to, because it's not a TR, and it used to be a egg move. Unless they add it to its learn set, it does not have bug bite.
That sucks.
Yes, that's sad. All right, next on the list, Tauros. Why am I mentioning Tauros?
Anthony Rosano, Anger Point.
What's his ability again?
Anger Point.
Anger Point.
Anger Point, yeah.
Base 110 speed with Dynamax. I mentioned it in my other video.
Yes, Frostlass was already in the decks, too.
Crocodile.
Yes, Crocodile I'll bring up next. Crocodile, well, we need a little more time to talk about Crocodile, because it's more than... It's more than... Well, we talked about Crocodile before we started, but Crocodile is more than just Anger Point. Tauros, Anger Point. That is, like, going to be scary for a bit. Like, I could see... It's the kind of hyper-aggression that kind of lower table, like, really like, but it's legitimate kind of now. Remember that freaking... It was 2015 team with... It was basically mono-normal. That horrible thing.
God. I'm trying to remember the exact six.
It was Mega Lopunny, Tauros, Smeargle, I think Staraptor.
Yeah, it was Staraptor.
Yeah, but oh yeah, because it was Final Gambit. Yeah, it was might have had Ditto on one of the versions, but it was ridiculous. +6 Tauros with max moves like as a beat up connoisseur. I will try this at least once.
Of course you will.
But yeah, that's all I'll say on the topic. Explode. I don't know. It could be cool. Oh, I didn't mention Kang, but Kang could be okay. But oh,
Assault Vest Kang.
Yeah. Fake out's not as important. We have another Intimidate Mon in Lux right now, but like, Electric's just such a bad type. It's such a good offensive type, but
and with Crocodile coming back, it's just kind of null and void at that point.
Yeah, that's the Intimidate Pokemon we want to talk about. We get another great ground type that resists Ghost. So, that's big.
Kills Dragon Ball.
Does it just murder Max Dragon Ball? With Max Darkness?
They do have Foul Play, though, as an option.
Oh, that is true. So, Foul Play.
If you're not getting hit by a Jody, there's special.
It has high horsepower, close combat, and Darkest Lariat now.
Also, still gets steel moves, gets rock moves.
It's going to be a threat. Definitely.
There's streaming aerial ace.
Oh my god, it does. I didn't think about that. You could run, yeah, because we see aerial ace from Draco's ult, which that honestly does hit a little better, but yeah, honestly, you could see that. Min Xiao. Maybe.
It's okay because it's faster than Charizard. I can rock fall it. That's probably like its best usage.
Yeah, that's true. David, Your favorite Pokemon, Dredagon?
I know. I'm gonna make it work somehow.
I don't know how, or I don't even know anything about Dredagon. It's
Life Orb, Sheer Force.
Yeah, but I still think that dies to just a max 1/1 from Dragapult pretty easily.
Yeah,
I don't think it goes. I think if it's special Life Orb, sure, it's not bad physically.
Yeah. All right, and the rest I talked about last episode, but now that we have like a bigger picture of the broad metagame, even if I didn't, well, especially if I didn't mention them yet, are there any Pokemon here that just shine to you that you think will like be serious, maybe like at the very least top 20 usage contenders in the June DLC?
Well, you did forget one, I think. Magnezone.
Well, Magnezone was already confirmed in the last trailer. That's why I passed him. I do think Magnezone, maybe top 30 usage. I do think it's going to be really good because we kind of need better electric types other than Rotom.
Is Talonflame confirmed in the last one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Talonflame was confirmed in January because like the new bike, Volk was too. The new bike is like modeled after Talonflame, but
Talonflame be good.
Talonflame does have guaranteed priority max airstream, and is also another priority Tailwind user. So,
can we bring back Redacted Bird from 2015?
Redacted Bird? Oh,
Jody Bird.
Yes, Jody Bird, the defensive one. I mean, I remember early 2020, we thought Fast Wisp was like the play, like really good. And that kind of like died down. Like nothing that carried Wisp in the early format carries Wisp anymore. But it could see a place.
Speed.
It's like 147 base.
143.
Whatever, 143.
No, 142.
I don't remember. It's up there. Like only one thing outspeeds it. I don't care whatever it is.
You could do Rillaboom Talonflame. And you could have the Redacted Bird with a Grassy Seed, and then you could live any max move from Dragapult, and then burn it.
Yeah, you could. not half bad idea there. Alright, shoot. I did bring this up. It was the leaked moves. I think I have the list. Where is it?
Is this like the DLC moves for all the mons, or just a new move?
For the move tutor list of move tutor moves. Where is the freaking? There's one called Terrain Pulse. Burning Jealousy was confirmed, so that's how we know these are real. Dual Wing Beat. So I can't really the leaker. Some of these leaks, I don't. I'll move past this. We'll find out soon, within 2 weeks. But basically, we're pretty sure there is a move tutor move for every different type, at the very least. And then we also saw the exclusive moves in there, and we knew they were like the Pokemon's exclusive moves. I remember one was like Flip Tail or something, and we think that might be like a water type U-turn, which I think that'd be super good with like some bulky physical support like water types.
That could make Perish Trap even better because of Politoed.
Oh my god. If the bulky waters on Perish Trap have U-turn now, oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh, Politoed has Ally Switch now, so it probably wants that too, but I had to mention it, James, I'm sorry. It had to happen.
This is hell.
Alright. We've talked about Isle of Armor. I'll get back to it when we're gonna talk about what James and I think going into Players Cup, because we qualified.
You want my insight? The insight of a player played 5 matches.
The may I see? Sure, whatever. But first, let's we'll talk about the 5 cool legendaries, the new Pokemon. Of course, they didn't want to give them to us in June. We have to wait till fall, whenever that is. September, October, who knows with COVID. But, which is your favorite, Reggie? You guys decide. I'll talk about Reggie Drago.
All on the table, Reggie Drago.
No clue what its ability does. It's called Dragon's Maw. That could mean anything. Here, let me... Crap. I have to get to the link. I'm so bad at this. But its ability we don't know, but its move... I don't know if it's spread. In the, video...
We don't know if it's spread.
It looked single target, which is
That's what I thought too.
I think that's bad. I don't know if that's better or not, because you can just switch in fairies to it. But it's a dragon-type eruption. Called Dragon Energy.
It's not too bad.
If it has, a ridiculous, special attack stat, it could be alright, but if it's stuck at the speed stat as the other Reggies, I don't know how useful it's going to be. Just in general.
Would it be good as, a Dragon TR Sweeper?
Probably, but, if you think about, even currently, the other stuff, there's a lot of fairies in, the slow, speed tiers. You think, Sylveon, Primarina, you'd have to get around those somehow. Yeah, Primarina right now. Although Primarina, Max does help it, but its usage is definitely gonna, climb kind of down as we add more Pokemon to the format. It definitely has a really neat role, high usage right now, just based off of the restricted decks. The other one, Regieleki, I hate this name.
Regieleki.
No clue what Transistor does, its ability, but its signature move, Thunder Cage. It's probably Magma Storm, because it says it deals damage and it traps. But I'd imagine they wouldn't give a Pokemon a signature Fire Spin. You know?
Oh, Regieleki on Perish Trap teams.
I don't know, I talked about this Pokemon, and there are a few ways Thunder Cage should work. Because when I think about a Thunder Cage, I always think about an entire, you know how you have a mixed martial arts boxing cage?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the move actually forces the entire field into that kind of cage.
Oh, that'd be cool. Kind of what is it? Is that Octolock or something?
No, Octolock doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's just you and the opponent, right?
Oh yeah, it just traps both. Yeah, it traps both.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that's the only other move that does something at least similar to that in the trapping aspect. It could be, but I don't think so, because it says the damage per turn. You would think everyone's trapped and everyone takes the electric damage. Maybe. Unless you're electric type, so it'd almost be a wildfire kind of situation. That'd be cool. But no, we gotta talk about the cool legendaries now. Reggies are alright, but we gotta talk about our legendary birds. David, do you know about all these birds? I'm picking on you, because I don't know how much you know about all this DLC.
I've seen most of the DLC. I'm trying to stay mostly spoiler-free. But I see, what is it, Defiant?
Then why did you agree to this podcast? Come on.
Because I know you, and I know you're not going to say too much. But Defiant Zapdos, What is it, Hustle or Berserk? Moltres? That's the one I don't know.
Berserk.
Berserk,
Yeah.
Their abilities are disgusting.
Yeah, Galarian. So Articuno is
Busted.
Psychic Flying, which I guess it's better than Ice Flying, but it's still kind of iffy. But it gets competitive.
Yeah.
And its signature move has a chance to freeze. So it's just, I imagine it's a Psychic type Ice Beam. It's whatever. But freeze is definitely the most bullshit status in the game. And the fact that they're continuing bringing it is ridiculous. Oh yeah, Zapdos is Flying Fighting. It's still named Zapdos. It probably still gets electric moves.
Seems a wild charge.
Its move is called Thunderous Kick. It doesn't have a chance to paralyze, but it lowers defense stat, so that's cool.
That's actually sick.
Fighting move. I'm thinking kind of like Drop Kick, but defense. And then Galarian Moltres gets Berserk, which only Drampa had before. Which, I think it's an okay ability. But
it'd be better in singles because you could Berserk spam with Roost, but
Roost and Sub. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I think Moltres, I think it's frail as hell anyways. So Galarian Moltres, albeit it is losing its 4 times weakness.
It's really nice.
But Fiery Wrath, its move, it's just a stronger Dark Pulse. I was hoping for a Dark type Scald, and they missed that opportunity. Like, that would have been so good. But oh well.
How is it a better Dark Pulse?
Well, okay, we don't know if it's a better Dark Pulse. It says it's a Dark move with the chance to flinch. We're just assuming it's a better Dark Pulse, because why would you make a worse Dark Pulse?
Sure. Unless
it's, like, less base power but more flinch chance? That'd be evil. But looking at just the special animation, it's probably stronger. Okay. Or the same strength, higher flinch chance. We don't know. But it looked cool. We had to talk about it. What's the question?
Is Zapdos the best out of the trio?
It's gonna depend on stats, but as far as typing and alleged, or like what we're inferring Galarian Zapdos speed stat to be, because it's like a Roadrunner. If it's not faster than regular Zapdos, which was already base 100, I don't know. I would lose money on that bet. But I see it as like an actually good Hawlucha, because Defiant's crazy. Like, you can't intimidate that guy. Hawlucha gets intimidated, it's out for the rest of the game. But yeah, I could see it.
It could be more Togekiss bait if it doesn't get any electric moves. But as you said, Zap is still in its name, so it probably still does.
100%. Probably gonna have like Wild Charge. Imagine this thing getting... Well... I've always been worried. We're glad that with the leak for Pokemon Home moves that like new learn sets that Tapu Koko did not get Bolt Beak. Because imagine like Zapdos getting Bolt Beak. Like I think physical Zapdos could be like a thing with base 100 speed Bolt Beak. It didn't get Bolt Beak either, don't worry. But Galarian Zapdos with non-stab Bolt Beak, maybe?
What's Bolt Beak's, like, base attack?
85.
Yeah.
But it doubles to 170 when you're faster.
Oh, that's why.
It's electric Fish's Friend.
Oh, yeah, it's electric.
Yeah. So, like, imagine Galarian Zapdos getting that. It doesn't need the stab. In fact... I doubt they would give it to it, because it already has another signature move. Why steal a signature move from another Pokemon? But, yeah. It's pretty ridiculous.
Articuno might be the best of the trio.
Maybe. Again, it depends stats. We've never had, like... Well, Lugia was never used because you had to use it as one of your restricteds. But Psychic Flying... What are all the Psychic Flying? Sigilyph, Xatu, It could be good if, like, our first actual, like, offensive. It's gonna also depend on its coverage, because Psychic Flying, you just throw in a Steel.
In a meta filled with Exeter, Dragapult, it might be kind of lackluster.
Yeah. But this is also gonna be the fall metagame, in which we're gonna have a lot thrown in.
The Tapus will be back in the fall metagame.
Although, actually, they probably realized, yeah, we're throwing Landorus Therian back in the format. These kids need more Intimidate bait. So, yep. Alright, I think we exhausted, honestly, everything we needed to talk about as far as the DLC. James, I did want to poke your brain. David, too. Sure. Because I'm sure you'll be helping with and practicing for this with other people playing in the qualifier. But what's overall, like, is striking you as big moves for drastic changes that we need to be anticipating going into this new June DLC format, whether it's Urshifu or any of the Pokemon that we have confirmed so far? Like, what's your top threat?
Honestly, like, all these Pokemon are okay, but, like, you still don't even know, like, all of them. So they could be the top threats of the format. They could also be, like, maybe they're actually lackluster compared to, like, Pokemon that they haven't announced yet.
Well, we know based off of the decks, it's not like they're gonna, like, add new Pokemon. We know they have to be already pre-existing Pokemon. And so we know with Politoed being added, oh, that's the only other Drizzle Pokemon, and it's the best Drizzle Pokemon, so... And Kingdra's arguably the best Swift Swim mod.
For me, it's Crocodile and Magnezone because I think Kingdra's only going to have average usage until people realize that it still is, like Premier walls it. So really high usage. I don't feel like Kingdra will be as common.
And then Politoed, people forget you don't have to run Swift Swim Pokemon with Drizzle Pokemon.
The only thing I'm worried about is like people running Hypnosis on Politoed with Ally Switch.
Yeah. As much as I love my little boys back there, I already see that happening. Hypnosis Politoed in this format. Not the most fun thing to fight.
Is Players' Cup going to be like the qualifier week 1? Is that going to be best of 1? Do we know this?
No, they haven't announced.
No, I think. Well, they said it's a double elimination at the very least.
Did they? I remember just seeing top 8 players. That's really and what winner takes all.
Let me see. It says each regional online qualifier will be a separate double elimination bracket, taking place over 3 weekends. Oh, no. It says matches will be best of 3 and will use the current 2020 Pokemon VGC rules.
At the time of it, or at the time of the publishing article?
Well, it says use the current rules, so if there's a rule change before it starts, I'm sure we'll follow whatever the rules document is as it gets updated. So that's basically, it also says specific details on rules and report times will be available at a later date, although that's probably more about logistics on playing in the Players' Cup, but pretty sure it's going to be whatever Series 5 is. Now, I think it would be a huge mistake on Game Freak's end to not add it to Battle Stadium, so Series 5 is definitely going to be the DLC. I don't think there's no question on that. But, yeah, and then so we play 2 games every weekend in July, and then it feeds into the Players' Cup finals in August. So exciting.
So what is it? The winner takes all for the free play to the IC?
Yeah.
Is it just winner? It's literally just winner takes all?
No. Oh, wait. They said that initially, but they said it's top 4.
Okay, because I remember that.
No, winner takes all for the Invitational, and then like for the actual Players' Cup thing, it's top 4 gets to travel, but only 1 spot for the Invitational. Yes. Right.
I forgot to talk about the finals. The finals is top 4 from North America, Europe, Latin America, top 3 from Oceania. There's a whole mess with that because they just now recently told us why it's only 3 players from Oceania. It's because they're only taking Australia and New Zealand players. I'm sure there's a whole logistical reason for this decision, but
probably gambling laws.
Yes, that's why Quebec's not allowed. But there's a lot of people upset about that. I don't think they handled it very well either. They should have said that before the qualifier happened in May.
Before people went.
Yes. And then so that 4th slot, the Invitational. Do we know how many people are in the Invitational? 8. So 1 person from that 8-person Invitational gets fed into immediately the top 16 of the Players' Cup. Which, as long as the Invitational is like top VG players, like past champions and stuff, I'm fine with. If it's like personalities and stuff, that's gonna be a little hard. But, I mean, those people aren't gonna be the ones winning it all. It's just, I'm hoping for a good show.
Top streamers?
Streamers or like content creators or like whatever,
I'll put money on A-Drive and J-Wits being in the Invitational.
Well, J-Wits for the TCG, you mean? Yeah.
Isn't J-Wits commentary? I think they released commentary.
Oh, they released commentary, but no, he's not commentary. He hasn't commentated TCG in a long time.
2014?
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. But our boy Aaron Zhang is commentating, so we know he's not in the Invitational playing.
So you think?
Honestly, he's. He's going to commentate his own Invitational games.
So I made this mistake here.
No. And then he could have honestly qualified for the Players' Cup. We don't know. I forget where he finished. I know he streamed it, but All right, do you guys have anything else y'all want to talk about? I think we exhausted all our topics.
Did you talk about the hidden ability stars? I don't think you really touched on that.
Oh, I talked about them in the beginning and how I was kind of bummed that the format's changing so soon because they're making our current format so dynamically different. Because I asked if you had fought any on stream, remember?
Oh, yeah.
But sure, we'll talk about them for a minute. What do you guys think about them? Like, as their impact on the format? Right, because I talked about Sniper Inteleon and the calcs being existent. Focus Energy Scope Lens Inteleon's cute. But I was doing calcs, and if you have 100% crit max geyser, it still doesn't, well, sans up in this situation, it still doesn't KO with the crit, mind you, max HP Dynamax Tyranitar.
To be fair, Tyranitar does look like every single fighting move in the game, basically, when Dynamaxed.
Yeah, but, like, this is a base 130 move on a critical hit with Gen...
25%.
Yeah, better than Gen 5 crit rate. So, I would have thought it would have killed, but I guess not. But Snipe Shot now... crit now KOs base Tyranitar, but you can't risk them Dynamaxing and weakness policy activating, because you do die no matter the investment to +2 max Rockfall. Although I didn't check with Clefairy, but I doubt that's worth, because you're just following me anyways. So
Snapshot ignores it.
No, I'm talking about Inteleon taking the Rockfall.
Oh.
Yeah, with that investment. Cinderace, what do you guys... Yeah, we talked about Cinderace, because I talked about Max Greninja. But as far as Cinderace going into the DLC format, like...
It's just going to be a kill trader.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get a knockout or two and just...
It'll get those boosts early on.
Yeah.
Rillaboom is the big winner, because... It's a utility mon, unlike Bulu was. And then Bulu kind of got used for utility sometimes. Or just like niche, like grassy terrain stuff. But Rillaboom, that's a mon. I love Rillaboom.
It's interesting too, because it is, what is it, fake out drum beating? It also has assurance too.
Maybe grassy slide.
Actually, no one really runs drum beating. They all run Woodhammer. Like, the most common set is, like, Fake Out, Woodhammer, Leech Seed, Protect.
That's, like, the Japanese team that's going around, right?
Yeah, but...
Because that was the old set, too, right?
Everyone's using that set still, yeah.
I mean, I've seen Assault Vest a lot with Fake Out, U-turn, knockoff, grass move. Some people are going back and forth on Woodhammer and drum beating on Assault Vest. Because drum beating's still good, but... Like, with Primarina around, it's so fun to just Woodhammer.
Smack it real quick.
Yeah.
To be fair, Woodhammer doesn't KO max.
Well, yeah, if it's maxing. I think it can in grassy terrain. I think you need Life Orb for it.
Yeah.
Oh, Life Orb.
You need a boosting item. I've seen people look at the Life Orb calcs. I personally am interested in, like, Miracle Seed calcs. Because if you're just spamming grass moves with Rillaboom anyways, you don't need, like, Expert Belt. Because then, it would boost your damage in, like, neutral. Like, against, like, I don't know, Excadrill. Your Woodhammer would do more. And then, I think there are, like, situations in which you can max an Overgrowth against, like, the Primarinas anyways. So, it's in a good spot in the meta right now. I think it will... see even, well, it's seeing inflated use now because it's just a new toy to use, right? But I think it could see even more use in the future, depending on, like, the partners and stuff. It's definitely helping. I think it's a good, like, Magnezone partner. Although, like, 100%. Pokemon aren't earthquaking Magnezone, they're max quaking it, so it's still cool. And then, Perish. That's gonna be annoying.
My baby. I'm excited for Perish.
Imagine Perish with, like, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Politoed.
I honestly don't think it's that good. Just because, like, Dynamax kind of invalidates Gothitelle. You just try and knock out Gothitelle.
That's true.
Like, I've been using Perish Primarina for the longest time, and it's, like, only good because of, like, it's a good end game because I'm able to KO stuff with Primarina early, and then, like, I feel like every other type of Perish I've used has pretty much been disappointing for the most part.
That's fair. It's definitely gonna depend on a lot of mons and, like, lead matchups and whatnot, but you're right about the Dynamax. But on the other end, you can, like, intelligently max guard and kind of trade Dynamaxes there, but just Dynamax is so, I'll say polarizing up there, oppressive. So, but I'd rather Perish not be at the top, because Perish is just very annoying to play. So, hybrid Perish teams, though, like, I get it. It's entertaining. Alright, we talked about starters, Cubfu, Urshifu. Alright, we know nothing about Calyrex, that weird-looking grass psychic Pokemon, actual mythical that we will never use from Crown Tundra. Yeah, distant cousin of Xerneas. Items.
Introducing all the legendaries, though.
Yeah, which will be cool, and there's, like, co-op and stuff, but for competitive, I'm really looking forward to this, like, kind of middle metagame. Oh, we need to decide right now, it's decided in the future, how are we going to distinct the different formats? Are we still calling it VGC 2020? It's not my VGC 2020. Are we just going to use the series and everything?
Once the legends come out, or as it
no,
progresses?
As it progresses, like every series. Are we just going to name it after series? And then when legends come out, usually post-Worlds, we don't have a World, so post-Worlds different now. Post-Worlds, we would have called that, well, I guess post-Worlds, Sun Series ruined post-Worlds for us, but we're thinking like, we would start calling things VGC 2021. We'll probably get a third DLC, I imagine, so... Do we just stick by series rules? No?
I think that's fair. Because what are we in right now? Series 4, Series 5?
We're Series 4 currently.
Series 4, okay.
So we're gonna stop calling Pokemon formats by their year. Wild.
I feel like this is just a specific situation.
Wild, David.
So,
well, I mean...
We would have postnets with these formats coming up.
Yeah, that's true. And then Showdown's never going to have old formats for us. Well, old VGC 2020 formats, because no one's going to play them. You're always going to play the new stuff. I was trying to get, like, legacy format ladders on Showdown. I'll try that again when I'm bored with the DLC. But for now, the DLC's too soon. I'll play 2020 forever now. But where was I going with this tangent? James, you have to help me with this. Where's my tangent going?
Oh, you were talking about, are we going to call this 2020?
Yes.
Series?
I guess only on Showdown it'll be VGC 2020, but this is just VGC. And then the format, you gotta say what series we're in. So, although, even though certain series, like, after this DLC, like, unless there's a bunch of G-Max Pokemon they added that they haven't announced, Series 5 and 6... nothing's going to change, right? That's going to be the first time nothing's changed between series, right?
What do you mean by nothing's changed?
No, so I'm saying... So Series 1 was before VGC started. That was December. We had no G-Max. Series 2 was what we know as, like, early VGC 2020, where we had Snorlax Butterfree. And then... and all that stuff. Series 3 was Lapras and Pokemon Home and Incineroar. That was... So, Series 1 and 2 get lumped, and then Series 3 was its own thing. Like, not hugely different, but wild enough changes being added to, like, the metagame ecosystem to be considered its own different meta. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, more or less.
So you have one...
Lapras's introduction.
Yeah, so you have 1, 2... 3 and the beginning of 4. Because I'm thinking
ability starters. This is going to be its own little thing. It's going to be like 6. Like what is it? 14.5.
Yeah, but this is like 4. It's like 4.1. It's not even that wild. It's not as drastic as that month. So with a little side tangent. Yeah.
This is just 4. Then once Isle of Armor happens, that's 5.
But then 6 is going to be, what was that? Yeah. So July, August. That starts in September. So we don't know when fall the DLC drops. So we don't know, because series rotations are every 2 months. So we're guaranteed 5 and 6 to be paired together. So I guess it's interesting. We're getting like different metas almost essentially within each 4 months until they exhaust the DLC.
Series 6 is just going to be exciting. Series 5 is going to be really fun because of Ringarina and Venusaur and Politoed. A lot of interesting teams are going to come out.
Yeah, and then Series 6 is going to be when things are kind of diluting and like we're figuring stuff out. So yeah,
we're going to finally figure stuff out when the topics come back.
Mm-hmm. All right, last question. I think I ended last episode with this. We're assuming there's more Pokemon being added to the June DLC. What Pokemon that isn't already deconfirmed in the Crown Tundra DLC, such as Metagross, Roris, Nidoking, Garchomp, etc., do you want, for the sake of VGC, to be added to June?
Huh. Just from a casual standpoint, I want Chingling.
No, shut up. I said BGC.
Okay. I know, but the second you said, what do you want? I'm like, Chingling. Want Chingling.
Chingling is adorable. I will give you that.
Perfect. Now the Tundra as well. Adios, the Tundra.
Yes, no legendaries are getting added. Because there's a whole like co-op Dynamax raid stuff they're doing there. Is it really that hard to think of?
Arbok, probably. Or to be completely honest, that's first. You're acting like it's simple, and I'm just missing something obvious.
It's not. I was trolling you. I don't even know how to answer this question, frankly.
I'm going with Arbok.
I'm bringing up the frickin' Pokedex to look.
There are a few I could see. Hariyama, Staraptor would be like.
Oh yeah, Staraptor. That'd be cool.
Staraptor's not in the Dex?
No.
Staraptor's not in the Dex.
What?
Oh no. My answer's Dragonite.
Yeah, Dragonite was another one I was thinking.
Dragonite with Dynamax multiscale.
Oh wait.
I mean Salamence too, but I think Dragonite might be a better Salamence.
I want Salamence to die for a little bit longer.
It has her. It gets
another one.
Oh yeah, Porygon 2.
Porygon 2 just needs to stay dead.
No, honestly, it's a Dusclops kind of relevant Pokemon that also can use Dynamax pretty well. If you think about it, it's not half bad.
Dynamax Porygon.
Yeah.
You want this?
That shit's not dying.
You want this?
Yes.
It has good coverage.
Yes.
You want this?
Maybe.
At least we don't have Z conversion Dynamax.
Yeah, Porygon Z crazy ass isn't returning back to relevancy.
I mean, we got Gougy with its super strong adaptability too.
Oh yeah, that was confirmed. We didn't talk about that, but I guess other starters are probably what I want.
Another Pokemon I would want back is a Moongus. I keep forgetting about that.
Oh no, you do not want a Moongus back yet.
I want a Moongus.
I'm fine with
it. It has Pollen Puff now.
It's not that big of a change.
I know.
Realistically, I don't think it.
You're attacking yourself for a turn. You're not sporing or rage powdering.
That's true.
It's also a terrible mod to Dynamax. Like, you can just Dynamax kill it instead.
Okay, fine. You've convinced me, but not yet. Not yet.
What's the top?
I mean, I guess that deters people from running non-accurate sleep moves. You know what? Bring Breloom back. That's what we need. We need Breloom.
I actually have a question. Is Rillaboom gonna just make Bulu irrelevant? Or is there gonna be a
okay.
for Bulu?
No, Bulu's
there's gonna
play rough in close combat, so it's not that bad.
Yes, it has play rough now. It has stab, physical, fairy move, and also Hornleech is an option on Bulu. So you think also it has a worse defensive typing just because it has a quad weakness to poison. Although it'll depend on how relevant Poison is as a type, but I think they both have their place. Because if you think about it, like, utility-wise, that's more Rillaboom's kind of style, but if you need the damage, Bulu. Because he's got the better coverage. Probably a better Maxmon. Weakness policy, Bulu. Yikes.
Against Redacted Bird.
Redacted Bird.
I think Talonflame actually is a good place in the middle.
It could. It'll have, like, similar usage to Whimsicott does now. Whimsicott's, like, 20th-ish in usage. It's mostly on, like, the hyper offense, like, quick Tailwind types of teams. So now you can have, like, actual Fairy or Grass types on those kinds of teams without, like, messing with your resists on the team and everything. I'm just scrolling through the rest of the Pokédex before I click stop on recording.
You see Arbok?
I saw Arbok. I'm not saying Arbok. Oh wow, this one Pokédex doesn't even have. It only is up to 5th gen. Shoot.
There's Arbok.
Yeah, I saw Arbok. What is Dynamax Arbok doing? Nothing, because Max Poison is shit.
Probably getting O-coded by just high horsepower from Exegol.
Honestly, yeah.
Intimidate. Luxio's fire. Violate Luxio might be good.
No.
Alright, like what? Is Snarl helping him?
Oh, I do want Greninja back.
That could be
but, like, not actually. Because that could be annoying. Just similar to freaking Libero Cinderace right now.
Does it get all the moves that it had in 14.5? Does it get all the moves that it had in 14.5?
Yeah, it should have Ice Beam, U-Turn, Low Kick, Gunk Shot, yeah. I don't think it would use those same moves. I don't think Gunk Shot's as good anymore, but...
It might be when Fairies come back.
Yeah. James, what are you saying?
Regular Swampert could be nice.
Yeah, no, when I was thinking starters, I was thinking Swampert, because just ground types in general are good. But I don't know if and when they would even add starters to the decks. It's weird, you know?
I mean, they already did it.
Well, okay, so they did that because Charmander was already in it. So the DLC's focusing, like...
but we also got to 10 7-stars. So,
Okay, that was an accident. Because Game Freak's so dumb. I could go on, like, a whole rant about Incineroar and all them coming in the format. It's ridiculous because they were, like, already in the code. But, like, why are they in the code? Are they... Like, we're getting more Pokédexes. Are they in the Isle of Armor Pokédex? Like, I would hope, right? Because it's like the Isle of Armor, so hopefully we can actually get them in the game now without transferring. That'd be cool. But they're already Pokemon in the thing. You know what? If we're adding more Alola Pokemon, give me Toucannon. No reason.
I was gonna say, question my Arbok pick, and you're like, oh, Toucannon, I want the beak.
I want the beak. Alright. And no Tapus, at least for a while. Alright. I looked at the Pokédex. We're done. I was just killing for time, getting an hour in there. You guys, we need to plug in some stuff, some important stuff. David, talk about important stuff going on right now. Tournaments, charity streams. Where should we go?
We should go to twitter.com/ let me make sure I have the right one.
Rose Tower
VGC. Yes, Rose Tower VGC. They're hosting the Solidarity Challenge, a community fundraising to stand against racism. It is happening Saturday, June 13th. And to register, there's a registration form link, and you can join their Discord.
Honestly,
and tweet right now.
Yeah, I recommend everyone joining this great cause the money's going towards, but also this is essentially our Series 4 like pre-DLC send-off tournament, if you think about it. So this is going to be the big tournament where it's Series 4 plus hidden ability starters. So there's going to be a lot of cool battles. I'll be streaming it. James, I don't want to put you on the spot. Are you going to compete and stream in it?
I have to look at my schedule. If I can't compete in it, I'm at least going to donate, but like I don't know if I'm going to be able to play yet.
That's fair.
There is a donation link through the Discord if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
If you don't want to play, you still donate.
Awesome. So I'll be streaming it, of course, and David might as well. There's going to be plenty. Like you go to Twitch, you'll find VGC everywhere that weekend. And then especially when the DLC comes out, if you need Pokemon content, Twitch is popping up popping off with all this kind of stuff.
And they added VGC to the esports section, which I never thought I'd see.
They did. I still don't have that tab. I don't know why my Twitch won't update or something. I don't know what the esports tab is, but I see screenshots. It exists. I believe it. So, yeah. Also, well, all right, I'll say this. Shoutouts to Edu for finally getting partnered.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the stream last episode. We love the kid. Yes. The 5 months he's been trying to get partnered. So, all right. Where can the people find you guys? Do your self plugs and whatnot.
Y'all know me, youtube.com, twitter.com, instagram.com, and twitch.tv/Beck. I don't know if the links are going to be in the description down below, like they normally are for mine, but...
The links are in the description below. I got you.
I don't know if this is a YouTube video or Spotify, that's why.
Well, oh, right. It's both, and the links are in both, kind of. I don't know how Spotify works, but like on Anchor, it has them. But yeah, if the people need to click the links, they'll be there. All right, David, where are you at?
Well, unlike James, you might not know me. As James says, you already know me.
Yeah.
That's funny. But you can find me on twitter.com/YoMancuso, Instagram.com, dj.mancuso is more of my personal thing, but why not? And then I've been trying to stream regularly. I'm getting a more concrete schedule set up at twitch.tv/YoMancuso.
Yeah, but you're streaming Valorant.
Yes, I'm mainly streaming FPS games, but I do plan on getting a capture card within the next couple of weeks to actually stream PC content.
Lovely. And I won't plug myself because everyone, if you're here, you know all my stuff. You know my stuff.
Or you can't hear from my RTs.
Darn it, fine, I will plug myself. Alright, but everything's in the description. This has been CableCast. You can find me twitter.com/CableVGC with all the good links. Wherever you found this, Spotify or whatever, give it a like or something. I don't know how this works, but thank you, James, David, for coming by. Next episode, who knows when it'll be.
2.5 months.
It was only 2.5 months because the freaking CableCast was supposed to be about regionals and stuff, but there's no circuit, so now it's just news. I should have just called it Cable News, but
you could probably do it after the Invitational. You could tell all the new Pokemon, and then you could tell who won the Invitational.
That's James. Thank you for the content ideas. Next episode will be me talking about my team going into the finals of the Players' Cup. See you then. I've been Caleb. You guys sign off. James, David, they don't know how to say bye. Goodbye.
I was waiting for James. Goodbye.